when it comes to pinging the ball, it's not really about power, it's about the right technique. And in this video, I'm gonna show you the right techniques to ping the ball consistently every time. Let's first identify the difference between the types of passes here. The pinging would be harder passes about this height. The low drivens, obviously like about this height to on the ground, directional, not too much curve or anything like that. Then there's the high driven lofted balls. So those are the ones that you get more airtime. But in this video, what we're focusing on is the one that are pings. So about this height, not much spin, very accurate passes. So the very first step is to be able to control the ball nicely in front of you. So the ball is not like really bouncing or anything, because if the ball is bouncing when you receive that ball, the ping is gonna be probably 3-4 times the harder, right? Yeah. The best way to control the ball, you pass it to me, get it in front of you. Because if the ball is rolling away from you too far, again, that's gonna be harder because your body positioning also leads up to how successful your ping is gonna be as well. So I got a light touch. Now this is a perfect opportunity for me to ping that ball across the field. Step number 2 is your body positioning. You control the ball nice. You don't want to be at a weird angle body-wise. You got the ball at a good angle to get the perfect pings. You want to get the ball about, if you're getting here, you want to get the ball 90 degrees away from you so you can get under the ball really well to ping those balls.
Like if I'm trying to play over there, ideally I want to hit like right in front of me, because from this position, I should be able to hit anywhere from right in front of me to the left side of the pitch, because even if I'm running straight to the ball, I can kind of reverse my body position and hit that. So when it actually comes to hitting the pass, like I'm really focused on like getting that touch out of my feet and then getting sort of close to the ball and really like locking my ankle and sort of using like that hard part of my foot to be hitting the pass. And then the follow through is really important too. Making sure not to like run through the ball too much, because I find when that happens, it's sort of dragging to the left, especially if I'm bringing my foot around it. So sort of just keeping my foot locked and just hitting the pass like that and getting like pretty low to the ball too.
Because the key, I think, when it comes to pings is to get the curve out of it as much as possible.
Yeah, you want the ball to go dead straight or even like that sometimes.
It's almost like backspin.
Yeah.
You want to generate the backspin so like the ball travels
Yeah.
really smoothly, right?
Yeah, and when there's backspin on the ball too, it makes touching the ball so much easier.
Yeah.
Like I find it's super easy to take the ball sort of out of the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially on like a lofted pass. I think like on a lofted pass, you're more focused on just like pure backspin and sort of getting that height, so when it drops, it doesn't even bounce that high. When I'm going to actually hit the pass, I'm looking to hit not like completely under the ball and not in the middle, but sort of a sweet spot in between, because I find you can get quite a bit of power off that and then not too much spin either. Just using that hard part of your foot to sort of get that like power generated. On a loft, I feel like I'm focused more on sort of the toe box area where I can get like deeper under the ball, and then I'm generating sort of more air on the ball and more backspin as well. Follow through is also really important. I feel like that's what makes or breaks sort of a pinged pass. So I'm sort of getting it out of my feet and sort of running into the ball, and then trying to get your foot decently close to the ball, but not too far where you're going to be dragging the ball into the middle. So try to find a nice sweet spot, and then I'm sort of bending my knee when I'm hitting the ball, using that hard part of my foot once again, and sort of going through. And it's okay if you take like 1 or 2 steps, but I feel like if you're running through the ball and stuff, that's when it's going to sort of start dragging that way. So I think it's really important to sort of keep your left leg locked, keep your right foot locked, go through the ball, and then sort of just try to stay dead. Especially like on a lofted pass, I feel like I'm not really even going through the ball at all, and I'm sort of just staying still, getting my foot under the ball, and then pretty much just stopping there.
So one thing I find that helps me when I'm pinging the balls, first of all, I focus, yes, about cutting my foot for the follow through, but also dragging almost a little bit on the turf. But you have to drag it so light that it's not really stopping your foot's momentum, but you're getting the turf as your reference. You kind of come in like this a little bit. So you're brushing very lightly on the turf, because if you are not doing that, you don't have a reference where you're gonna hit on the ball or how you're gonna cut your foot, because it also helps you stop your follow through as well a little bit.
Like a driven ball sort of around like waist height, Once again, I'm getting the foot or the ball out of my feet right in front of me. And then I feel like this is the type of pass where you're following through the least on the ball, because it's more about sort of just punching around the center of the ball and then letting it sort of travel that way. So I'm gonna just get it on my feet and then just punch it like that. And that punch motion through the middle of the ball, it's gonna keep it centered. It's not gonna really drag too far anywhere. It's gonna sort of get to your position if your body's sort of faced towards him. And then more on lofting or driving the ball, but in the air, that's more around head height. So it's a very similar motion to driving the ball, but you're just putting a bit more follow through. And then yeah, sort of tracing the motion like through the pitch. So I'm gonna get it out of my feet and drive it like that. On a lofted pass where I'm focused on backspin, this is where I'm putting the most follow through the ball. So it's the same setup, getting it in front of you. And I'm sort of focused on getting right under the ball where I can sort of generate that backspin. And it's gonna be really easy for like my fullback or my winger to control. So I'm just gonna get it out of my feet and like drive it in the air. So it's coming down really softly on him. A lot of backspin and easy to control.
So in this video, we mastered how to ping the ball perfectly, consistently, every time. But if your first touch is terrible, this video will mean nothing. So make sure, go watch the first touch video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.